Hello, lovelies. So now we have prepared our cacao and set some creative sacred space. So when you choose the space that you're going to do your cacao in, I love outside just because outside has so much life and so much wisdom that we receive from it. But you can choose a space where you're not going to be interrupted. I recommend keeping a journal nearby, a drum, which I will be drumming for you here in just a moment. And also, if you have friends that you wanted to share it with, you can. But remember that this set intention with your kid in this month is about that inner wisdom, that wisdom that's already here, and just allowing that to come forth. A lot of times right after cacao, we can feel extra creative, we can feel extra expressive, and also to remember that you can feel extra sensitive. So other people's toxicity, or if they come in and they have a lot of chaos around them. If you are in a space where there's a lot of extra chaos that may come in, or you have a lot of peopling to do, then maybe that's not the best day to save for your cacao ceremony, because you want to allow space and time for those downloads and those wisdoms to easily flow to you while your heart's super open. And if it's super open and there's a lot of chaos or problems or toxicity that's blown at you, it'll start to cause your heart to shrink up again and close off again. So we want to super open that space. The effects of cacao can last for hours after. And so it's important that you have a day that you're not going to have as much busy chaos. Don't do it in the morning and then go into a busy work day where if you work in an area where you're not honoring and expressing all of your creative essence. So if you're at a job you hate, you wouldn't want to open your heart up and then go jump into that job you hate. So pick a day where you can be around the things you love so that you can feel that full expression of that heart opening. So cacao, this cacao comes from South America, and it does have extra herbs in it. It has the rose, which helps our hearts to open and to feel that soothing sensation. So allowing that to dwell within you as you partake of your cacao. You're going to want to constantly stir it after you heat it up. Now, if you do want to take it, let's say on a hike or somewhere outside and you prepare it, but then you're not going to drink it right away, you can stick it in a warm thermos to keep it warm until you get to your destination. So you see I've got mine stirring. I've got my crystal spoon here. You can hear my ducks and doves in the background. Welcome to the forest. This is where I would most want to do it. And I did just barely burn some Palo Santos, and so I've saged my space, I've cleansed my space. If you have an altar you want to set up or your crystal grid, I recommend setting that up and maybe sitting with it while you partake of your cacao. If you're doing like a full moon, then you can do a full moon altar. If you have specific intentions that you're trying to create, and when I say altar, altars are a physical display of what we're bringing in. So if you have a goddess or even a Christ entity that you want to offer some sort of recognition or offering to in order to ask for extra help, that's what you would set up, and you would sit at that. So I really love that option. Now that I have my cacao ready, I have my altar, I have my space cleared, and I understand, okay, this is what I'm creating, this is my intention, I'm ready to offer gratitude for my cacao and to partake of it. And then I'm going to walk you through some breathing techniques to open up that heart space, and I'm going to do some drumming. And also reuse this breathing and tuning in anytime. The cacao just makes it a little bit easier to open up. And if you added chili peppers, like I always add to mine, it helps your capillaries to feel open a little bit more. So you might feel a little flushed and heat rising, which I love to feel the heat. We're going to start out by taking our offering. And we first offer in all the four elements in all the four directions, okay? So the first element that we're going to offer tribute to is our beautiful Father Sky. So we hold it up above our heads. We offer whatever prayer or gratitude you feel up in the sky. So for me, offering it to the sky, I'm going to tune in to my angels and my guides above. So I offer this cacao and I receive it with gratitude. Thank you for hearing all of my pleas and all of my prayers, watching me dance under the moonlight and soak and bask in the beautiful sunlight. I'm so grateful for this beautiful sky that I get to have look over me and inspire me every day. As I drink, may it come into my body and remind me of the beauty that is always expanding. As I see the sky change from east to west, from morning to night, may I remember that we are all in cycles, and may I be strong enough to see those cycles come and see those cycles go, and each time feel the excitement of a new cycle beginning and the relief of a new cycle ending. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Next to the earth, and I'll actually place my cacao on the earth. I offer thanks to my curious kitty. I offer thanks to Mama Gaia, to my beautiful Mother Earth. Thank you for being always present with me, for holding foundation, for supporting me, nurturing me, allowing all that I need to grow and dance upon you. Your beat is my beat, and I'm so grateful. Thank you. Thank you for the beautiful nurturing that you've offered to this plant that this cacao came from, and the loving hands that harvested it for me. My kitty wants to try some. Thank you, thank you. Allowing yourself to take a moment and honor each of the elements too. Feel it in your body, feel it resonating and rising. And it's kind of interesting when my animals come out to say hello, or they perk in the background, or quack over there. It's beautiful because it reminds me of how connected we all get to be. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be exactly what you expect, but it gets to be just right for you. Okay. So our next is the water element, and water we're going to hold up to our bodies, since our bodies are 80% water. If you have a fountain, you can also have that fountain available as well. But I'm going to hold mine to my chest and my heartbeat, because that's where I feel my emotional flow through. I offer so much thanks to the beautiful water element, and the angels and the creatures and the beings that support through the water, for the emotional flow, and remembering all the ebbs and the tides, the in and the out, that each emotion has the potential to flow right through and also teach and carry essence so far from where I stand right now. So grateful for the water we receive, for the life it gives to all the plants and all of us, for the versatility it teaches us, and the transmutation it reminds us of. Thank you to the water, and also the water that dances with this cacao, so that I might partake of it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now we give thanks to our fire. If you have a candle on your altar, you can offer it up to the candle or just out towards you, because fire is how you're known in the world, your passion, your fame and reputation. So the fire element is going to be stretched out away from you or towards a fire. So thankful for this fire, this passion that burns within me and within all of us. I'm so thankful that fire reminds me that with great power does come clarity and responsibility. And I ask that I might be reminded of how I can align my personal power with that of the highest good for all. That we may purge and burn away all that does not serve, so new life can grow. And we may warm hearts as we warm souls, as we warm ourselves. That we may burn when it is necessary, and be able to understand when it is time to not burn, but to allow the ease and even the simple absence, or the small candle of a fire versus a big huge flame or bonfire. Thank you to our fire, our warmth, our passion. We honor you. We thank you for warming this cacao so that we may receive it. If there's any other angels or guides that you would like to offer gratitude or thanks to, Quack, quack. If there's any other angels or guides that you would love to offer gratitude to, or even honoring to yourself for stepping forward and choosing to partake of this cacao and doing it at, on your own versus being able to do it in a group setting. It's a lot more difficult to do it by yourself than in a group because you can't feed off of anybody else's energy or wisdom. It all exists within. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When you feel ready, you can go ahead and sip your cacao. I love feeling the burn. So I like to sip it a little bit slower. I don't like to guzzle it. I like to feel the drip down my throat. Whatever feels good to you. As you're sipping it, now might be a really good time to get out your journal and begin writing. What is it that's coming to mind? What is it that you're seeking guidance on? What are you extra grateful for? Sometimes by opening up all 4 elements of gratitude, we suddenly start thinking of how grateful we are and how much more there is to be grateful for. So maybe start journaling some of those while you sip your cacao. Once you have finished your cacao, we're going to step into some breathing techniques and also some drumming to help you on your beautiful journey. The nice thing about cacao is it opens us up, but it doesn't alter your mind in a way that a lot of psychedelics or animal or earth medicines might. So it's a pretty safe way to start opening up that heart space. If you feel tightness anywhere in your body, it's probably because something is trying to emerge. And so I recommend bringing your breath to that center. And if you can hear the drumming, maybe allowing yourself to tap the spot while I drum, or even just breathing and letting the sound go to the drum location. It works best with surround sound. So if you have surround sound at your home, great. If you don't, you can use your car or you can just play it and then just tuning into the vibration and the energy that we're sending. I am sending some energy and light with this transmission. So it's more than just the sound. It's also the essence of this earth that we're around, all 4 elements, the cacao. It's a combination. So I hope you receive it with so much love. We're gonna start out by tuning into our breath. So make sure you're in a comfortable spot. Now in the other videos we did, we pulled in a lot of that breath from the perineum all the way up the spine and to the top of the head. So you can do that breathing technique if you really loved it, or we're gonna do some fire creation techniques. Because sometimes we need to ignite that fire of passion and understanding so that that spark can be fanned and fueled. So we're gonna start out by breathing in deep, allowing your full belly to fill with breath, and then out. We're gonna do a few breaths like that, and then we're going to speed it up. So in to the count of 7. 1, 2, and then hold it for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then out for 7. And then in for 7. Hold for 7. And out for 7. Now, if you felt hustled and bustled, it might take a few more breaths to get on the rhythm, but you can absolutely do it. So in for 7, expanding, filling up that whole belly so it can hold all that oxygen. Hold for 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and out. Good. And in. Hold. Do 2 more breaths. So 7 total breaths. In. Hold. Out. In. Hold. And out. In. Hold. And out. We're now going to do some fire breathing. So for this breath, you're going to want to feel your stomach contract when we breathe out. We're going to do 7 fast breaths. So it's going to look like this. In, out. Then in for 7. Out. Then in. 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 Now, we're going to open our mouths and we're going to do 7 breaths with the okay? I encourage a smile because you're going to be smiling as you go out. So breathing in as much air as you can. And then out 7 times. In. Just like it's through a straw. And out. In. 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 So now breathe normal. Breathe deep. And breathe into you. Feeling where in your body may need that extra breath. Okay, lovelies, so now that we've activated our cells of our body with all of that extra oxygen, we've created a fire within, it's time to move the energy and open up even deeper so that we can start to receive that inner wisdom, that inner thought, that voice inside of us that feels like it could be our imagination, but it's actually our creative core. Allowing yourself to tune into anything that comes through. If you want to stop and pause and journal, absolutely do that. Sometimes the messages go too fast. 3 really big deep breaths. In the nose and out the mouth. Rolling your shoulders, moving your body. Now, if the cacao moves you to dance and move, absolutely do that. If it moves you to sit and lay and put your heart on the earth or your back on the earth and looking up to the sky, absolutely do that. Cacao is a beautiful teacher, and it's better if you just follow what's calling to you rather than feeling like you should be something else. As we drum, I drum to open up the heart and open up that creative core, that personal identity of who we are and those creative juices. So hopefully that ignited some thoughts and direction. If you feel like you're having random thoughts, write down the random thoughts because they may lead you zigzagging over to those inner answers that you're looking for. Thank you so much for sharing your cacao with me. And I would love to hear about your experience. So please, please, please share. Love you guys.